Hello, everybody, and good afternoon from beautiful, sunshiny Northwest Oklahoma. Ben Buckland with you, but I'm not the main person. Jody Broad is, and she's on the road and will join us now with the miracle of electric and antennas, I hope. Jody, you there?
I am here. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, loud and clear. Loud and clear. Tell me how tired you must be from completing your assignment this weekend or that particular assignment. Well, wait a minute. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Okay.
Because this is Alva Chamber of Commerce Chamber Chats, right?
Right.
So we should talk about Alva Chamber Chats before we say anything about the Winoka All School Reunion this weekend, right?
Sure.
All right, Jody, lead me along. What do we got coming
Well,
up with the Alva Chamber?
well, this week is a busy weekend, Alva, as we are leading into the Woods County Fair. Woods County Fair is always the weekend after Labor Day. So, as you know, today is Labor Day, so chamber office is closed, but I'm here with you. So, and I am happy to be here with you. I just want to say that. But the Woods County Fair is always the weekend right after Labor Day. So you can just go ahead and put that on your calendar for next year too, right? But it's that Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And so we are gearing up for the Woods County Fair. And not that the chamber has a ton to do with that, but that is a big thing that's going on in Alva, as well as Freedom and Winoka. Everybody will be gathering their things, bringing them up to the fair on Thursday. Make sure that you get into that flip book so that you can see if there's anything that you can enter into the fair. Ben, did you know that you could enter things in the fair?
Oh, without a doubt. As a matter of fact, I've been talking to a young lady who's one of the just a really prolific artist, not recognized yet because she's so private. But I'm trying to get her to enter. There's a photography, or not a photography, a picture. What am I trying to say? A category where you do, I guess it is photography, isn't it?
Well, there's photography. So if someone is a photographer, they can enter that. If someone is an artist in the form of painting or drawing, or that medium, they can enter that. If you are a sewist, if you like sewing, you can enter your sewing. You can enter your quilts. You can enter your baking and your canning. There's so much that you can enter right there in the women's building, and the women's building is manned by the OHCE groups in the county. And I'm a member of the Grow and Share OHCE group. They've got, I probably shouldn't have said the name of my group because I can't remember all of the names of them. I know that there is Lone Star is the group that's mostly out of Winoka. There are, oh my goodness, See Better Homes, I think, is one of them. And I don't know. See, I shouldn't have mentioned one because I couldn't mention them all and I'll get myself in trouble. But every single group is filled with special ladies throughout the community. And they will be manning that all weekend long. There's going to be ice cream. There's a homemade ice cream contest. I can't remember if that's on Thursday or Friday.
We got to know when that is. We've got to know when that is.
I know. So check our Facebook page, check the Woods County OSU Extension Facebook page for all of the information. All of this is also in, it was in the newsgram a couple of weeks ago, the flip book was, so that you could see all of the categories, and the schedule is out there. But we'll be posting that information on the chamber page, and of course it is on the Woods County OSU Extension page. There is, a Death by Chocolate competition as well, that people can enter. And if you have, well, it's too late. If you have chickens that you wanted to enter, it's too late because the deadline passed. That was last Friday. I think we talked about that last week.
Oh, man.
But
I hate to miss
and
the
then of
chicken
course
deadline.
Right, right. And then, of course, the Merchants Building will be open so that people can go through and see all of the merchants who have set up in town. I believe that the farmers market people are going to be set up out there. They typically set up, downtown, but since the activity is going to be at the fairgrounds, that's where they're setting up this week. In addition to that is the Little Red Hens are putting an event on Saturday. I think they call it Wheels, Wings, and Things. And so it's just a bunch of different trucks and like vehicles and stuff like that kids can come and look at and climb on and like touch a truck sort of thing. That is happening on Saturday. Also, the Young Eagles Fly-In is happening on Saturday as well. So that's something. We have all of this posted on our Facebook page. It also came out in the newsletter last week, so you can go and check those out. We have Northwestern's football, first home football game is happening on Thursday night.
Yes. As a matter of fact, Jody, the acting SID from Northwestern is producing and directing the show today. Yeah.
Nice.
We got some high class help here.
And then on Friday, Alva High School will have their first home football game as well. So there is so much going on. In addition to that, this Friday is the first Friday art walk. So you can go down to Graceful Arts and check out the new set of artists and their artwork that will be in there. I'm looking at our community calendar. So if anybody is ever curious about things that are going on, everything that we know about, we try to pull all those things and put them in the community calendar so everybody will know all the things. And you can go check out all of those at alvaok.net, scroll down to events, click on that, and there is the full community calendar that you can look at. Tomorrow, there is a home softball game at the high school as well. And then I believe that there is on Friday night at the Nightlight, it's at 10 o'clock is another band playing. It's called Fading Fast. So I love right now between Nightlight, Alva Beer Co., and the Oklahoma Concert Series through the university, our live music scene is just popping and hopping, and it's very exciting to see that happening.
It is. And quality entertainment. I mean, good stuff.
So
this
that's
is Ben
about all
Buckton with Jody Brott, the co-director of the Alva Chamber of Commerce, and she is on the road because it's a holiday for some people. I've found out there's no mail today. This is all big news to me. That's not really right. This is a strange time for me because for 44 years, I think, every Labor Day, I did. Several of us did. It wasn't just me. The Jerry Lewis Telethon, the muscular dystrophy telethon. So I would be out of commission Thursday night, and we'd start on Friday. And really, back in the day, it used to be honestly a telethon. We went on at 6:30 Friday after the Channel 9 news, and we stayed on till 6:30. The Channel 9 news the next day. We really did go clear through. But as we got a little older, we would make the nighttime more sacred. You know what I mean? Late at night, catch a little nap in there.
Right. Speaking of naps, have you recovered?
Let's segue quickly, if we may. And the answer to that is no. Let's segue quickly to the Winoka All-School Reunion. it was a heck of a deal. But you would know that because you were one of the committee people.
Yes.
And
Yeah, we had we had a great committee for that event. Sherry Childers, Lisa George, Bonnie Smith, Anna Ramirez, and myself. And then, of course, Courtney Webb was also along in there. Sherry's daughter. She was,
yeah.
yes, doing all of the social media. And anyway, it was a great committee to be on and a great event to be a part of. I'll tell you, I had the thought in my head early this year, and I may have already said this to you, but early this year when I saw that they had started posting and started thinking about it, because we haven't had a reunion in 10 years.
Right. Yeah, 5 years ago, we were all measuring our faces for masks.
Right. So 10 years ago was the last all-school reunion. And in a school the size of Winoka, it is an all-school reunion, right? That's right. What you got to do, an all-school reunion. And it's been a tradition for so long to do one every 5 years. So anyway, people are asking, are we going to have a reunion in 2025? Are we going to have a reunion in 2025? And then some people stepped up to the plate, and I said, I am not going to volunteer for this. Even though they were seeking volunteers for the committee, I said, I will not volunteer for this. That was in my head. I said that unless I am asked specifically. Well, what do you know?
Guess what?
That someone Sherry reached out to me and she said, hey, would you be willing to serve on this committee? And I was like, yes, I will. Because I had told myself, if someone asks me, I will do it. So it was such a great committee to be a part of. And I think that once we saw all the faces connecting, eyes meeting across the room, a finger point, a big smile, and then a run into each other for a hug, realizing who it is that they're looking at, that made it. That's what made all the stress worth it. To see all the smiles and the laughter and the reconnection and sparking old memories. You know, sometimes memories fade, but someone else remembers it. And then it's like, oh my gosh, that did happen. Yeah. So it was such a great weekend. I, for one, had an incredible showing for my class. The class of 1996 showed up, and that was so exciting.
How many?
Okay, you would ask me how many. There were 13. My husband just whispered to me, 13.
Oh, talk about somebody 13. That did a heck of a job. Your husband, who you drug into the deal, did an incredible job.
I always drag him in.
Yeah. He drags
It's a team thing, right? We hosted his class reunion back in July, so he's got to come and be a part of mine, right? Here in August.
Yeah, you had a bunch of classes, Alva classes, out to the menagerie, didn't you? I remember.
Yes, we had class of 97. Was it 97 through 2001? We told them, hey, if you want to come out, come on out. Of course, the majority were the class of 2000 that came out, but so we did that back in July. So when it came to this weekend, he had to be a part of it. I'm going to drag him into it. Yeah. But it was awesome. I was so excited because I didn't realize that so many had registered for the banquet. For years, it's been me and one other person.
From your class, you mean?
Yeah, in my class, coming to the banquet, it's been two of us. Kyle and I have been the only ones to show up. And so I'm sure that Kyle was so excited that he got to talk to someone besides me from our class.
Right.
at the banquet. It was a great showing. It was a great weekend. Friday night, as they all started piling in from multiple generations, it's just so fun to see that.
It was incredible. And you, before we went on this morning, at noon, you made an, an astute observation when you said, "I wish you and I hadn't have been so busy because I would have loved to have gotten a picture with you because we were both cleaned up."
That's right.
That's,
Yes, I had the thought. I looked at you, I saw you, I was like, there's Ben setting up all of this stuff for the radio. I need to go over and get a picture with him. And then I went over and I chatted with you, and then I forgot the picture. So
and that was one of the pluses of the big gathering is everybody was cleaned up. The whole room looked good. The princess had a brand new dress. It was a big night. It was a big night.
yes, and you know what? Everything's now cleaned up.
Oh boy, do I know that. Yeah.
Months and months of planning, and then it happens, and then boom, we just clean up real quick.
Well,
and so
we were still carrying stuff late at night. You couldn't have gotten home before 2-ish, probably, did you?
Well, so I stayed late to help clean up the banquet.
That's
and then I went out to America's Oasis, which is where the band was playing that night on Saturday. And my friends, my classmates, they kept on going. And so Jared and I each had separate vehicles because I had gone down early that morning in my own vehicle for the breakfast to be there for that. I got ready for the banquet in the bathroom at the school.
Me too.
I never even went home to get redressed. I didn't think I had time to go back to Alva and come back down. So I was like, here it is. I'm changing in the bathroom at the school to get ready for the banquet. But we each had separate vehicles, and so he actually went and rested his eyes in the vehicle while I continued to visit, because I tend to be the last one to leave things. I don't want to miss out on anything.
You have an incredible marriage when you can say to your husband, "Let's take 2 vehicles tonight because I'm going to party late and you'll need to go home."
It's really not partying, but visiting.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
I'm not partying, but I am visiting late.
I had some incredible time myself after we got things cleaned up. Thank you, committee, for allowing me to participate in it.
Yes.
The first thing I did was tell everybody to silence their phones, which I did because I said that. And then I forgot that I said it. So when I finally woke up on Sunday, my voicemail was full. I hadn't heard a phone ring because I had it on silent. Generally speaking, the voicemails were friendly. I had one. Two things really stand out. One is by getting to do what you allowed me to do, I got to talk some publicly about Marvin Miller, may God rest his soul, who was the MC 10 years ago and has since passed on because of cancer, and he's Sherry's daddy. So that felt really good. One, I had 2 calls that said, "Hey, you recognized a lot of people, but you didn't say anything about veterans." I kind of wish that I would have done that. There were lots of veterans in the crowd, and thank you, vets that have served. There was also a brand new trooper in the crowd, a young man that graduated last year from Winoka, Michael Sullivan, swore in to the United States Army the day before the event, our event, and he was there. But I didn't bring up any veterans at all. I forgot to do that. So that was my fault. And a big shout out to Michael and anybody that's going to go give lots of time and effort to protecting us. That's a good thing. That's
Yeah,
good thing.
and that's a great point to bring up, because there were certain things that were like, okay, so if we could, was there anything that we forgot? Was there anything that we could add for the next time or whatever? And feasibly add, right? Because we have all the ideas in the world, but that's an easy one to put in a script to recognize those who have served. And so I will make a note of that we make sure and put that in the script for the next time.
Good. And thank you, Mr. Nicholson, for reminding us. You and the other trooper, I appreciate it.
Yeah. And, I actually, you saying that, I didn't even realize my Uncle Bud was there this weekend, and I was chatting with him and he was telling me some stuff, and I didn't realize that he had served. And so I was learning things about that this weekend.
There were some people standing. This was after we'd broken up had closed out the festivities, and we're just starting to tear down. And so I'm busy, and there's people standing around. And Bud came over. We talked a minute, and he left. And one of the people that was standing around said, "Why did you say you hate him?" I said, "Are you kidding me? The guy looks exactly like he did when he graduated from high school, which had to be 50 years ago. I hate him."
Yeah, look at him. He looks amazing.
And one of the best things you guys did was name tags, I promise you.
Yeah, that's what I did see several times, people reaching down to look at a name tag, and then they're like, "Oh, okay."
Oh, yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So
great night,
so much
great
fun.
weekend. And an observation that will stick in my mind. You know how you have a photograph in your mind. I mean, sometimes I can't remember where my car is at Walmart, but I can always remember when the Bolshevik Revolution was. And one of the things that stuck in my mind is after we were doing the live stream of the Winoka High School fast pitch softball, which went forever. So, and thanks to Cade for carrying the torch on that. So I'm out there, and then I leave to go downtown. And when I turn downtown, it's about, I don't know, 9:30, Cade? Is that about something like that? And when a 6 o'clock game is ending at 9:30, it's been a while, but I turned downtown, and it looked like it used to look when I was growing up. Saturdays in Winoka were incredible. Cars everywhere. And in fact, I drove down to be with you guys and couldn't find a parking place downtown, which didn't bother me at all. It just looked like my childhood, except the cars were a heck of a lot newer.
Yeah.
It was a great, great time downtown. A great time.
Yes, it was. It truly was. It was great to see so many people come in, and I even, on Sunday, we went to church in Winoka. We went to the Baptist church in Winoka on Sunday, and I had some family still in town, and they were going to go to church. And so I was like, well, let's go on down there. We ended up eating at the station, and then did some cleanup, and then we went to the Harvey House Museum. And that was so much fun to go through that and see that. Yeah, that was really neat. And so I saw my grandpa's picture is on the wall in there because he worked for the railroad during that time. And so that was so much fun to see all of that. And I know that lots of people were able to tour that during the time. Shout out also to the 4-H crew who did bingo. That was so much fun to see the littles just communicating and playing bingo beside all of the alumni who were coming in. That was so much fun. I got to sit by Tesley and to do bingo, and had several of my classmates come in for that. It was just all around so good. Oh, my Uncle Don he was class of 1952, and he had multiple people from his class come in, and it was so fun to see them gathering together. So that was just,
Was
So much
Donnie
fun.
the pilot? Was Don the pilot?
No, that was Uncle Alan, I think.
I think you're probably right. Oh, Donnie. Okay, I've got it.
Yeah.
I've got it.
Uncle
Yeah.
Don was the boxer.
Yep. Yeah. And he, myself, and your dad would occasionally take a trip together. Just
Probably to a chicken fight or something.
no, we don't say that on the radio. For God's sake, chicken fight. That's illegal.
It was legal.
Come
It
on.
was legal back in the day.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, it used to be legal.
I didn't
Now,
know
the
that.
gambling that you may have done would not have been legal. But you were
Okay.
just going for a chicken fight.
Okay, let's get back to some some legal stuff here. Okay, I mean, you had people in your family that did legal stuff. I'm pretty sure. Okay, kid, heck of a job. And I guess that, like every committee, that it's every man, woman, child for themselves generally. But this committee did have a chairperson, right? I mean, Sherry was kind of the foreman, right?
Sherry kept us all organized. If it had not been for Sherry keeping everything organized, coming in, she and Lisa were very key in the organizational process of things, and that was just amazing. And I'm sure that Courtney was part of that as well in that organizational process. That tends to not be my strongest suit. But hey,
Yeah.
I made the balloon arch.
and the Winoka insignia thing that you did on your
Oh yes,
plasma
yeah.
table.
I did make the gifts that were given away to our honored classes and stuff. So.
Bunches of them.
Yes.
Speaking of Sherry, a behind the scenes quick story here. I set up the equipment to a live stream, and it was just me. So, I'm doing the best I can, but I can't get it to work. So I've got people up and down the line on the phone. We're trying to get me straightened out, and so we're running a test occasionally, and Sherry comes up to me and says, "Are we on the air?" I went, "What are you talking about?" She said, "Mom just called." Mom would be Sally, right?
Uh-huh.
Mom just called and said, "You're on the air." So one of our tests would have, I guess, got thrown to live, and Sherry goes, "Man, I could have been saying something really bad." That's not exactly my area. I'm just trying to get this thing to work. So she huffed and went away.
And that's what we always got to be aware of what we're speaking, right?
Oh my goodness!
You never know if you're on the air.
No. And before the thing started, the tenseness in people's voices would have been a little more than after it was over and had gone really fine, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think that I have drug you down the path here as you're driving along, going, I really need to get off the phone, Ben. I really need to.
Yeah, it's great. We're just now rolling into our destination, so we're great.
Well, tell everybody at your destination hi, and in 5 years, you and I'll get a picture.
Yeah, well, we'll try to get one before that.
So we're going to clean up before that? Okay.
Hey, yeah, now I do have one of us. I'll text it to you. I'm in my Winoka alumni shirt, so I'll text it to you.
Please do.
Okay.
Enjoy, and we'll see you back at the Radio Ranch. Thank you.
Absolutely.
So Jody, on her way to enjoy Labor Day. And we can enjoy Labor Day too. We got a little bit of the day left, and it's a beautiful day. All good. Whatever you're going to do, don't get hurt. Be good. So, Cade, we're out of here. You may or may not be back on Thursday for Rose and Ben because you have incredible responsibilities from the in the SID department at Northwestern Oklahoma State University. But we appreciate you did a heck of a job on that softball game, and that he can't say anything back to me because he doesn't have a microphone. But the softball game went 3.5 hours, and the score was, what was the score, Cade? 22 to 14. And I promise, in fast pitch softball, it takes a while to put together that many points. Sometimes I would swear that nobody listens to this radio station, but any kind of a screw up, and that all gets. So I had like 5 people tell me at the banquet, Ben, you said the score was 22 to 12, and then you said it takes a long time to score 36 points. You're not any smarter than you were when you went to school here. So, got it straight finally. You've got it from Cade. That's what the score was. Thank you for joining us today. We will switch you back to what we lovingly talk about as traditional programming, regular programming, whatever that is, normal. Normal at my place is the setting on a refrigerator. Enjoy your day.